Okay, so what was the first figure that you ever received, and what was your what was your emotions when you got it?
The first thing I can ever remember getting was a transformer called Huffer, which is a little orange truck. One of the original 1984 mini box. It was a bit later than that though, because I was 2. I can actually remember it. It's one of my earliest memories, but it was broken. It was given to me by a friend of my dad's children. He broke it and gave it to me as a 2-year-old, and I was obsessed with Timmy Mallet, who you won't remember because I think he was well off the telly by the time you came along. But he was a very crazy looking guy with big glasses, and he had a big rubber hammer that he used to hit children with. It was better than it sounds. But on his programme the Transformers cartoon was on, and because it was on Timmy Mallet I was obsessed with Transformers as well. So when I was given this Transformer I was thrilled, and that sort of sparked a 30 odd year of obsession with all things Transformery.
Alright, thanks for that. And question number 2, what is the rarest figure that's in store? Would you say?
We've got a prototype micro collection C3PO over there, which was never released. They only made unpainted samples of them, so they never made the actual set. But because the figures were metal, they made those a little bit before the set, and so they made the figures without making the set, and then the figures were like lying around in Kenner bins, and then years later Kenner employees who'd taken them home sold them off. Cheers! No worries. And yeah, so we've got one of those in the cabinet there, and there's only a handful of them around. It's not like one of a kind, but it's quite rare. We've also got a similar prototype thing, which is a canopy from an unproduced Action Force vehicle, which is a Star Wars part which they cast in red plastic rather than white as part of the design process, and that's probably the only one of those in existence.
Wow.
So that's quite rare.
Thank you. Great.
Yep.
So, Dad, what is your favourite figure in this cabinet?
Well, my favourite figure, let's see now. Well, as you can see, we've got a lot of figures in here. Right, so you can see you've got the Princess Leia statues at the top. You've got Princess Leia figures there. You've got Mara Jade at the back there. Okay, you've got all these Marvel Comics figures and more Star Wars figures. And yet more Star Wars figures down at the bottom there. But if I had to choose my favourite figure, it's going to be, you see this white Darth Vader? I would say he's my favourite figure. You don't get many of him now, and he's a very rare figure to find. Now he's called Redeemed Darth Vader. He's based on a comic book where he becomes good at the end, but he doesn't die like he does in the films. And we got Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber there, as you can see. X-Wings at the back, the Millennium Falcon.
So, do you remember seeing any figure adverts when you was a child?
A figure advert, if I had to recall any figure advert, it would be, I remember it was a Doctor Who advert, I think, for some Doctor Who toys, and it was by Dennis Fisher, I think. It was a really cool advert, and it had big Doctor Who, big Doctor Who figures of the Fourth Doctor and Leela, and the Doctor escapes in the TARDIS, and it's got Daleks in it and everything.
From outer space, the famous TARDIS brings Time Lord, Doctor Who, and the amazing Leela, ready to do battle against their mighty enemies, the fearful Cybermen, the giant robot, and one of the deadly Daleks. Whilst Leela covers him, the Doctor reaches the TARDIS in time and disappears to escape from the Daleks. Doctor Who, Leela, the fearful inhabitants of outer space, and the TARDIS. From Dennis Fisher. Oops.
figures have now progressed to a point where they can be used in video games. I will be giving an example of a figure being used in the video game Disney Infinity. First, you place this on the base, like so.